That's right. Stock market weekly freaking recap. Let's go. Let's go right into it. Starting with the Dow here, as we do. You'll see. I mean, this is not an impressive 5-day chart here. Nothing too eventful happened. It was pretty much a very boring week in trading. Very boring week. Let's look at this. 5 days down 0.46. Relatively flat trading. Nothing major. Down a little bit. Obviously, there's been a lot of trending up with the Dow here, so nothing's unexpected here. So brought us down below 28,000, but you know what? There's room to grow. We're still up 19.5 year to date. That's pretty significant. Let's go right over that S&P. You'll see a similar story here. Pretty flat trading, down 0.33 this week. Nothing too major. Year to date up 24, so that's still a fantastic year. So, and you can't really expect much more. We're getting to that time of year where, if we look historically, for some reason, in the past couple, like Decembers into Januarys, we've had a little bit of rough trading, a little bit of downward movement. So we'll see if that's accurate for today. It's definitely snowing outside, in case you're curious. So that's pretty exciting for me. Let me take a look, and yeah, there you go. That's what I'd consider snow. So pretty exciting. So yeah, look at this. Boring. But I would like to point out Mr. Nordstrom here. Really, obviously, we need to point out retail as a whole going on. So Nordstrom's been trading pretty wild in the past 5 days. Overall, just a flat week. But there was, one point where they were down 13%, and then they just reversed that. So what's going on there? Well, for one, we had some iffy earnings to start the week out. This was a very big retail earnings week. We had some iffy earnings. And we had a couple people like Urban Outfitters that are reported, L Brands, that didn't have necessarily the best results, and that kind of threw this clothing brand sector into a tizzy. They definitely weren't looking too good, but then Nordstrom comes out and puts up a nice EPS beat, 16 cents, beats on revenue, which is good. It's good. And off-price sales turned positive. Digital sales rose 7%. Of the total sales accounted for 34%. That's nice. 34% of total sales on digital. That's good for Nordstrom. That's kind of where they need to go, is digital. So that's pretty exciting for them. So that's how they turn this around, really. They turn around some negativity just due to some good earnings. So we got to love that. And then we're going to go into, you know what? The NASDAQ, baby. It's, how we do. Give me that 5-day. Give me that 5-day market watch. And this one's got definitely has a different story than my other guys. So we saw a good gain Monday into Tuesday, where these, the tech-heavy NASDAQ was boom. It was rocking it. And then not so much. Wednesday we hit a snag, and pretty well flat trading since then. Down 0.25 on the week. Nothing significant. Let's see. Up 28.4 year to date still. Again, this guy's just rocking it. So we're not too upset here. I didn't really have anything I wanted to point out. These top performers and worst performers are all really these tiny penny stock pharmaceutical type companies, which normally any of these movements you really don't see any sort of news on. This thing could go up 290%, and frankly, you might not have that much news on it. That's just kind of how it goes. So it's an interesting thing. So I didn't really point out anything from the NASDAQ here. So just look at this 5-day. It's a unique one. So not all the indices trade the exact same. Look at this 5-day, and then look at the S&P 5-day, and you'll see a different story for sure. So we saw really just flat Monday to Tuesday, whereas on the NASDAQ we saw a growth on Monday to Tuesday. So, but as far as just market news, there really isn't anything major going on. We saw a U.S. avoids government shutdown, this one is relatively significant, but as far as that, we just haven't gotten anything on trade. We haven't, but we were able to sign a deal on a short-term spending deal. Again, this is how it always goes. Budget bills are always why the government has government shutdowns. We can't ever find a deal with budgets. No bipartisan deals ever somehow. This will fund us through the 20th of December, and then we'll see what's going on after that. So that's really all we got, and we'll see how things go in the future weeks, if we have new trade news or whatever it might be. And I think that's why there was pretty low volume this week, is people just were waiting for any sort of news on trade, but we really didn't get much. So that's it.